Thinking I'm meant to come around. Little do I know about you now. Though I'm pretty sure that you're the one. Go around the night and have some fun. Something about the way you make me feel. Everything about you can be real. I'll do anything to have you here, my dear.
Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Is down 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3. Make that 4 right now. Here. Dynamic team gets a 4-man tire.
Those who find the picks will save the fight. And they don't really need to save what they've already won.
103 wins the rival range.
Tranquility.
Hello and howdy everyone, and welcome back to Tranquility Gaming. How is everyone doing today? It is a wonderful day today. It's our grand finals for the Discord tier here in the EU region, and we're looking forward to today. Today we've got Deathwatch versus Mythical Kitsune for our grand finals today. These teams have faced up against each other a lot so far in this season. This is their third match. This is the tiebreaker as well as the grand finals for them. So it is a big match today. And I mean, coming to this, we're looking excited, Gio. We're looking excited.
Absolutely. Both these teams have made a journey to get here through the playoffs bracket. And of course, you know, there's stories before then. Deathwatch before this playoffs were undefeated in the regular season, but they were knocked into the losers bracket by Mythical Kitsune. And, well, Deathwatch, they tore through everything in their wake on their way back to the upper bracket and the champions bracket, that is. And then they went on to face, like you say, Mythical Kitsune yet again, the rematch in the semi-finals. And this time, well, it went the way of Deathwatch. So, yeah, like right now, it is 1-1 for these teams. As you can see, Feeders United were overtaken by Mythical Kitsune. If you have any confusion as to why Mythical Kitsune are in the grand finals, well, the only real answer I have for you is they've earned every bit of it, because they are an outstanding team, and this could go either way tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming into the grand finals today, you know, we've seen a really huge shift and kind of really odd progression of the meta, you know, throughout the past couple weeks, you know, since the mid-season patch. There's been a lot of interesting changes in the meta. We originally, at the beginning of Overwatch 2, you know, of course we were seeing this banana rush coming out. You know, you've got the monkey, you've got the Reaper, the Sojourn, the Kiriko, the Lucio. But now we're kind of seeing a surge of Hog players, and even, I would say, you know, we've got a bit more, some other mix-ups in that. I'm seeing a lot of Orisa, actually, and Sigma is being played quite often. Diva Rush is something that we've seen in Open Division a little bit as well as that Orisa Rush. It's all about the tanks, really, in Overwatch 2. You have one tank, it's an important role, and it's really all about just the value of the cooldowns. How much, you know, APM can the tank be doing? How much actions per minute are you getting? How involved can you be in the fight? And that's where we see certain picks, you know, kind of going above others in different respects. Like Hog, a bit more DPSy, Monkey a bit more, you know, divey / brawly. But I mean, in general, especially at, you know, in organized play, I think it is quite an interesting meta.
Absolutely. And in this interesting meta tonight, in this matchup, in these grand final matches the Discord tier of EU, you will be cementing your legacy as a team the stakes have never been higher. Every match you've played, everything you've sacrificed and learned and overcome has all come to this as these teams face in the culmination of their best of 3 matchup here. It's 1-1. Someone's got to come out on top. There will be no drawing here today. By the end of tonight, you will have your grand final winner, and we will have our Discord EU tier champions. Oh, it's exciting, Crumble.
Yes,
I'm so
it
looking
is.
forward.
We are looking forward to it. I mean, coming onto Nepal, you know, it is control, and one thing about control is that it always can go either way. You know, it is a momentum based, and this is where we see teams pick up momentum. That said, though, I mean, in a best of 7 series, you know, first couple maps, I mean, I feel like then, you know, they aren't necessarily the indicator. You know, especially when you get to grand finals, the teams that get here, they're gonna have good mentals. They're not gonna be taken aback by a couple map lead from the enemy team.
Yeah, definitely. Nepal is a map that really offers a lot of opportunities here in terms of the way that you play your compositions. And of course, we've talked about it. Yes, the meta can be quite varied, but one thing that is not varied is Sojourn. Sojourn is very dominant in the meta alongside Kuriko. They are probably the more hard meta picks who, of course, in this tier of Discord, hard meta can be played out. You can play outside of that jail because in this tier it's more about your comfort picks. It's about what you as an individual and a team have practiced. So it will be interesting to see if we see any teams veer away from those hard meta picks. But I'm predicting to see Deathwatch on Banana Rush. They were very good at anything that was Winston based in the regular season for sure. That's what made them so dominant. And heading into Nepal Village, well, I'm expecting pretty much more of the same. I'm curious to see though what Kitsune will bring to the table.
Yeah, we are going to we'll see, you know. I mean, like I said, it's super varied meta at the moment that we're seeing, especially in organized play. I think it really comes down to that just raw mechanical skill, you know, in that hog to monkey matchup a lot of time. You know, the problem is just Kiriko, you know. I mean, hog is just so good because of Kiriko, able to, you know, cleanse and so many CC abilities. It's really a lot of value for a support character.
And, looks like we might be getting proved wrong, or at least I will. Reinhardt is actually the tank of choice here for both sides, as they're going to be exiting the gates here from Deathwatch with Overmars on Bastion. That is an incredible choice to make there, especially against the Sojourn. This might just shock Mythical Kitsune enough to get the edge here.
Yeah, I mean, the shift form is very, very powerful with the hack coming onto the Baptiste on the side of Mythical Kitsune. They're going to try and engage on them. That's a lot of damage. Iceberg gets the opening pick. The flex support down to the side of Deathwatch. That's a lot of sustain, completely gone. And with that DPS potential, with the hacks from the Sombra, from Meowth, they're just going to be able to get so much damage in. Look at them go on the Sombra. Such a strong pick sometimes, you know, when you just want that raw damage.
Yeah, the off angle there from Meowth, getting those little cheeky hacks. Even though it was a nerf character, still able to get a lot of value. The follow-up there from Deathwatch was very good. In this next fight, Kitsune are going to have to really consider how they're going to deal with this Bastion, because in that turret form can get so much done, and you see Meowth just slowly building up the EMP.
Oh, but what a pick coming out from Ronan. Again, the Baptiste on the side of Mythical Kitsune falling so early, and they are going to take complete advantage of that, going so aggressive. Not going to bite off more than they can chew, though. They know where to stake their claim. Meowth, on the other hand, definitely going for a bit of an aggro play here. But I mean, 30% in ticking is just a stagger at the moment from Mythical Kitsune.
It is a stagger, but you really have to watch for the CMP. It's 80%, very close to it. Ronan, though, much closer to the Shatter.
Oh, the Shatter not able to find anything, unfortunately, due to the boops from the side of Mythical Kitsune. We do have this EMP charging up soon, but what if Shatter comes through, gonna spray it right back to them. But that hack, again, is just so much damage bleeding through, and with the Bastion as well, to use that damage and that, you know, with the Sombra combined, it's just too much, and again overpowered here, Gio.
Yeah, Death Wards are just a beat above it. Even with that Shatter that got so much value there, not able to follow up through that small choke. They might want to go on a different flank here, but this Dragon from Calva could really change things up in terms of that flank, though. Here comes the Mortar Strikes.
Oh, it's just every single time. Ronin is so consistent at getting these opening picks. The beat does come out from Deathwatch, trying to sustain at 80% and counting. We're approaching last fight territory here. They still have the EMP. The Dragon comes out, able to take the side of the flex support on the side of Mythical Kitsune, but the EMP, it saves it, and Overmars finds 3 in the clutches of it all. And it doesn't look like they'll be able to get a touch, Gio. As Deathwatch. Yeah, looking dominant so far.
Pingu hacked up, and there's the Fire Strike. No touch available. That EMP gives extra damage done to the people affected, and then you have a Bastion on top of that. Talk about nasty. That is a lot of damage, and there's nothing your healers can do about it. There's absolutely nothing that the support lineup can help you with, short of an Immortality Field or a Kitsune. A protection Suzu that is, and Kitsune, I think they're feeling it. They're going on to the standard banana rush. That's what we've seen a lot in the meta, and I think that's going to serve them well. Playing meta, which is likely what they've been scrimming, what they've been practicing, might serve them better against Deathwatch's DPS lineup, which they have changed up, and now Ronin is on the Terminator character of Orisa.
Yeah, those cooldowns do allow Orisa to sustain really, really well here, and we'll see that play its effect. And with the Reaper as well, that's a lot of mid-fight sustain from the front line. Hat comes out already onto the Lucio on the side of Mythical Kitsune, trying to find that elimination. But with that Orisa, you're going to have these long fights, trying to just do as much damage over time as possible. Beautiful sleep, though, onto Calva on the side of MK. Going to get taken out beautifully. But, hey, Deathwatch, you forgot your backline, and it just got absolutely decimated by Bojack and the rest of the team of MK. All the picks coming through. Nicely executed. Completely avoiding the Orisa and going for that backline.
Absolutely love the target priority there from Mythical Kitsune. It's what won them that fight. They just out-rotated Deathwatch into the backline. UBL is such a massive target for Banana Rush, and there really is no peel for it. There's nothing that can be done. Deathwatch, though, hasn't yet adapted in terms of its heroes. Overmars completely alone on the side flank.
Yeah, Shift gets baited out. They might be able to chase up on that opportunity just a little bit. Point control gets completely flipped there. Maybe they wanted to wait that out just a little bit. They want that set up nicely. Dive does come through from the side of MK, but the hack is going to keep this fight alive onto Deep, not able to sustain their team just for a moment, and they will fall.
Yeah, the biggest disaster of losing this fight for the side of Mythical Kitsune is the fact that the point was switched so early in it. So already, it's the fight ending and it's 20% now in favor of Deathwatch on the point. And even with that Sniper Monkey threatening to come back, they are going to want to be building this rush. Yuomi is ahead of Iceberg in terms of those rushes. Rush is a very important ultimate, gives everyone that extra attack speed and cooldown reduction. It is a massive ultimate in this meta and could define this next fight.
Yeah, with Calva switching onto the Tracer, it maybe not very good of a decision because Overmars is now completely free reign. Here comes the Orisa. Will not be able to find really much, but the space has been created. Pingu now, with the overclock, finds a beautiful headshot onto Meowth. Such a dominant DPS ultimate, but I mean, Reaper with a nicely placed Blossom is going to completely negate any and everything that MK tried to throw at them. And again, Deathwatch able to hold things off nicely.
Yeah, they've been really playing very keenly into Overmars, either on the Bastion or the Reaper, playing around that DPS character no matter what it is. Now, if this EMP, even with a Kitsune Rush, I think the EMP actually has advantage still, very much of an ult that controls a fight.
And a nano onto Overmars is going to be able to do so much damage on the high ground, pressuring them out so much, going to have to force that beat. With Meowth down, the EMP has already been utilized and nothing was made of it. MK are able to completely space out the side of Deathwatch, bait out the EMP, and get the picks necessary to completely decimate them, collapsing on that backline.
Whoa.
Good stuff.
That's what you want to see, overcoming an EMP like that and a nanoed Reaper. That's what you want in your championship team in this Discord tier. Meowth caught out, could be in a bit of trouble, gets back. Now Deathwatch, though, they have pretty much an uncontested Kitsune rush coming from Iceberg. Overmars so close to their Blossom, they could be patient and just build it.
Ooh, very,
The
very,
stealth.
very close calls there. Nearly getting caught. But yeah, that Kitsune rush is going to be so much value. Look at the Reaper shotguns going. Almost Soldier, really. Anti also applied onto Bojack. I don't think there was a Suzu available for that as well on the side of Deathwatch. And with their Kitsune rush is being able to do so much damage. Suzu such a strong ability, able to disable the dive from Bojack onto the backline. And the spear as well. So much CC applied onto the monkey on the side of MK. Overmars on the front line with the Reaper just doing so much damage. Primal's been used by Bojack, just trying to keep this fight alive. Make sure that the point is being contested. Now with the rest of the members of MK slowly trickling back, it might be winnable.
Cancel Blossom!
Yeah, the Blossom is completely cancelled by Pingo. Beautiful headshot with the railgun there. And the backline's looking to be targeted here by the side of MK. And this is a huge stagger with MK looking like they're coming out on top in this fight show. I mean, that's a lot of ult percentage for free.
Yeah, the overclock's still available here from Pingu, even if they do need it. It's final fight territory, and Kitsune have the advantage.
Yeah. Now with Meowth coming back, there's not really much that Deathwatch have available. Maybe a Nano coming online, but with the Reaper down already, it doesn't look like they'd even be a good Nano target. And with the Lucio being taken out, there's so much touch potential completely gone. Meowth isn't even going to last too long on point at all. Going to have to be forced to translocate away. And the second round going in favor of MK, evening things out on the pool.
If you ever thought that we were being hyperbolic when we said this is going to be back and forth, you're getting a hint of what's to come here as we go 1-to-1 in the PAL. I really loved Kitsune there in that final fight. And I want to highlight one of their pop-off players there was Pingu. Pingu is a very, very keen player on DPS, on the Sojourn, very deadly. Cancelled Overmars Blossom. Overmars Blossom is synonymous with devastating team fight wins for Deathwatch, but if it's hit with a railgun headshot charge, ain't so great. And now Kitsune again adapting. I love how adaptable Kitsune are. That might actually be their key winning condition here in this overall series, is this adaptability.
Yeah, in the previous round, they definitely did adapt their playstyle to try and kind of just surpass the Orisa, trying to kite past her. Now on a more open map, they're looking to play a bit more into some more poke-oriented compositions, mixed with that nice brawl that we get from the Orisa. Already, all the cooldowns being used by Bojack, but it is a nice dominant position they're holding here. With the Lucio and the Kiriko, the Lucio enables you to kind of kite back and forth in that fight, keep that aggression going, but you do not have as much heal. So in the mid-fight, you can already see Deathwatch able to be pushing forward a little bit better, and without the Lucio, there's nothing to kite you, there's nothing to help you push back, and Deathwatch able to completely push forward. Suzu already used though, so a lot of damage coming out already, and Meowth looking to try and claim their stake on the point, but that's an opening pick there, and it's looking good for Deathwatch here.
Yeah, almost baiting them onto the point there to get that finishing blow onto Bojack's Orisa. Very nicely done, and to be fair, Bojack is keeping up with Ronin in terms of their output. Womi with that hack, actually, going to get eliminated. UBL has got a lot of those picks already with that window, which is going to be a key factor for this defense. It's going to be a big ultimate fight upcoming here. It's going to be about who gets the better of it. Of course, usually it's the one that ults first that typically has the advantage, so it's all about who takes the aggression and takes reins of this next fight.
Yeah, Meowth approaching this EMP is really going to be the key to this whole operation, but here comes the Kitsune rush, completely negated by the fact that they pull out their own, not able to find much though. Pingu yet again opening his face on the Sojourn, finding that potential, finds two, both the Kiriko and the Reaper taken out nice and swiftly by the Sojourn on the side of Deathwatch. Definitely carrying the team into that victory there.
Yeah, big ultimate invested fight there from both sides, but Mythical Kitsune's rush came out first. They took the advantage and they've seized it perfectly. Now they have control and they're looking pretty good. While Meowth does have the EMP and Overmars is close to Blossom, Deep held on to that beat. So if Deep does not get EMP'd here, can use the beat and can save their team big time here. That's going to be the key interaction. Of course, Pengu could just pop overclock and end it all early.
It looks like Meowth is already setting up for the CMP. Possibly Overmar's going to be tipping as well. Early beat though used. That's not good. Now they have completely free reign with the EMP. Full core with it. But what a beautiful pick. Deep is able to take out Meowth. But the blossoms from both sides picks are equal. But it looks like MK coming out on top. The EMP was completely negated there by Calva and Deep there. Hero plays coming out from MK.
Every second in a fight in Overwatch is so important. So when that beat came out and the EMP was not immediately followed up on, that was the key crutch there. Deathwatch really fell apart. Now their ult economy is in tatters. Kitsune though, they're not too well off themselves, but in this defensive position, they are looking strong, and Womi is ahead in the Kitsune rush game.
Yeah, here comes the tried attempt push here from Deathwatch, but yet again, Pingu is just able to open these picks out so much. I mean, Meowth, you can try switching on to a different character. It's not going to stop Pingu from absolutely taking your head off with railgun shots, but that magnetic grenade from Overmars now on the Cassidy is going to be pretty detrimental and pretty scary to go up against. And now with this hit scan capability, a bit more consistent damage, Deathwatch looking to push on to point, try and turn things around. Looking like they're doing pretty good here.
Yeah, that aggression from Kitsune was just kited by Deathwatch, but 99% for Kitsune. And Pingu is just constantly getting that value because the space created there by Bojack. Pingu's always on the slight off angle, always looking for those eliminations, a very key player. Deathwatch, however, they are in a very good position with this Terra Surge. If you combine it well with this Kitsune rush, it could be good. Well, of course, Womi has one of their own. Well, it's going to be an ult fight. What's really going to decide the upcoming fight is who takes the advantage and what Pingu does with the off angle.
Absolutely. MK do look to have a slightly worse ult bank, but I mean, Deathwatch, they need to play it slow. They need to try and play the long game, as 99% is in favor, but Pingu going to take out the Immortality field in that Kitsune rush. So much leisure. Both placed on
there. It is.
What a beautiful shot. Make it two. Make it the whole support line. Taken out by Pingu. Making it look easy on the Sojourn. But I mean, Geo, Deathwatch are getting the picks in the, evening things out here. It's a messy fight, but it really could go either way.
It could, and that's just indicative of this entire series. Final touches coming in. Iceberg here, but there's nothing substantial.
Yeah.
UBL goes down, and there it is.
Yeah, High Noon not gonna save you from that one. I mean, you know, it's not very good ultimate. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, Calva coming out here on the Reaper. I believe this was on the indoor map, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it's so close. Yeah, this was extremely close. Huge comeback here from MK, able to flip the fight around with a beautifully placed Blossom, completing the game in the EMP. I mean, MK doing a fantastic job. It is very close, but it does seem like they are the more versatile team. Like they are kind of adapting their play style really, really well.
Absolutely, yeah, and Calva, you know, we talked about Pingu so much, but Calva with the Reaper was very consistent, and in the end, of course, got the play of the game there in their opening match, with Kitsune taking it 1-0. And reminder, folks, it's a best of 7. This is going to be a slobber knocker of the year. This could at the end of this year, this has a match of the year contender already, as we're starting to see. 99 to 99 everywhere it goes. It's absolutely beautiful, Grumble.
It could go to 9 maps. That's the scary part. We could be here for a while, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. It's you know, with the possibility of 9 maps, it really does test teams more than you ever do really normally see. I mean, you know, we're normally so used to seeing best of 5, even best of 3 as well is kind of more standard. So when you come out here with best of 7, it's just so many maps. You know, if it's a close series, it's just going to be so intense. Going on to hybrid next, what are we expected to see, Gio, from these teams? Do we think that maybe, you know, Deathwatch might be able to pull something out of the bag here?
Oh, absolutely. I am counting no team out of anything here. Deathwatch, they did come out of the gates looking strong. They did open it up with that Reinhardt composition, worked well. The Bastion hack combination kind of took the side of Kitsune by shock. But now, has that been a very quick card played that has kind of been predicted now? Because what I want to really highlight is Kitsune's adaptability there and how they were continuing to just, see what Deathwatch were playing and adapt. They played the Banana Rush on the Shrine, and they adapted onto even the Orisa and held their own with the Orisa against Ronin on Sanctum. So I think the adaptability is something that Deathwatch need to be aware of moving forward in this series and prepare for Kitsune to come at them with all sorts of different compositions. They need to be prepared for basically a plethora of different plays.
Yeah, I think the real problem, when you're going up against MK here, is Bojack. The versatility already that we've seen going on to the Monkey, the Ryan, and the Orisa. So that's 3 really good brawl-style tanks that, with the Ryan, you get that classic brawl, and that's a good foundation. Then with the Monkey, you have a bit more versatility. Your jump allows you to be a bit more mobile. With the Orisa, it's kind of, a Reinhardt's dream. You get to play brawly and live forever. So, it's a nice mixture of these kind of brawly tanks. Will we possibly see a flex onto maybe a Diva, maybe a Sigma if the map calls for it, possibly on second point? Maybe we might see something. I'm not going to put it past Mythical Kitsune. They seem to be adapting at a rapid pace, switching up their picks a little bit. So, who knows what we might see.
Yes, and 2 new tanks. Obviously, I don't want to predict right now for the attacking team as we've got about 30 seconds to go, but it does actually look like we do have Bojack on the Roadhog, and that is a situation that we've seen a lot in Open Division, that we've seen. It's a very pick-orientated composition, but without Kiriko, I'm terrified of what might happen to Bojack. If Deathwatch A, struggle against this comp, and B, recognizes there's no Kiriko in the set of Kitsune, that's a free anti-nade every time if they switch to Ana. But going with this Pharah Rush, this Pharah Mercy, dive with this ball, this could actually be a big issue because it really leaves Pingu and Womi to be the ones dealing with the Pharah Mercy.
Yeah, and Bojack is likely going to be hacked up, by that Sombra, spaced out as well by the Pharah. And oh my god, I say that, but Mythical Kitsune doing the complete, doing that completely in reverse, hacking up Termi on the ball. When you're hacked up, there's not really much you can do. And, you're just going to get spaced out by the Pog, and they're going to have to go back to spawn and kind of switch things up a little bit.
Yeah, looks like, exactly what I predicted. UBL onto the Ana. They've recognized there's no Kiriko. That's a free anti-nade. And Termi, who's subbing in for Ronin, as you may have realized, isn't more of an off-tank player, I believe. So going to be coming out on the Zarya, lots of high damage available.
Yeah, but what a beautiful hook, but a bubble to serve it nicely. Pingu going to completely negate that. But the pick has come through onto Bojack, and with that res available with the Mercy pick, Deathwatch have such good sustain in this fight. Damage boosted Cass is something to watch out for. Anti-nade applied onto Termi on the side of Deathwatch. So much frontline damage. Nothing to match Pingu though. Again on the Sojourn. So consistent with hitting these shots. And Kitsune going to be able to get this one back in their favor. And Deathwatch tried to adapt, and hey, at least we're seeing that from them.
I want to say very well held in from Kitsune. They knew they were down. They kind of kited back a bit, played it very patiently, and got back into this one. In this upcoming fight, now Bojack is on the Winston. It's pretty much a Banana Rush with a Sombra, and they are close to that EMP. So is Meowth though, so it's going to be a battle of which EMP comes out first.
Sleep applied onto Bojack without the Kiriko. That anti-nade is really going to do a lot of damage. Gets caught very low there. Back on the high ground is Pingu and the Ana. So much sightlines for them to just freely look at. Valk has been used by Deathwatch. They want that nice sustain. They want to be able to push in aggressively. With the nano boost applied onto the side of Mythical Kitsune, it's going to be something to contest, but there's the EMP. And it's so much damage being applied onto the side of Mythical Kitsune. You can't run away from Calva on the Sombra. Just keep on hacking things up. UBL's going to be taken out by that Primal. Manages to get the nano at last second, but I mean, Mythical Kitsune, they won this, and they won it bad. Ults have been committed. The beat there, especially deep, it's huge, and they're holding this one out. I don't, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, holding out. I think Deathwatch, at a certain point, they had called it was maybe winnable without ultimates, and that's possibly why the Graviton Surge didn't come out. They will have that in the next fight, but of course, Calva is going to be nice and ready with their own EMP, see them perched there. But Pingu has been such a constant factor. It's gone.
Now it's a 4v5, but the EMP is going to serve them well. The anti-nade on top of that, going to be able to even things out. But there's the grab on the side of Termi. Saving that Graviton Surge from the previous fight was definitely the right call. But again, Bojack somehow able to find that value in the bleak of the winter. Now Pingu coming back with the overclock available. Beautiful sleep there, and the bubble sustains the Ana as well. Barely alive, but Calva is going to find the follow-up on that. Overclock now available. Pingu is back, and you don't want to be staring down the barrel of that railgun. And that's the fight coming up for Mythical Kitsune. Last fight territory here, Gio.
At what point do you have to admit that the Mercy is a mistake? At what point do you have to switch onto at least a Lucio? The Mercy is just such a target, and you really don't have a pocket target. Pingu has been such a consistent factor in this defense. You need to look out for them in this dive. Needs to be a key target.
Yeah, here comes Hack onto Pingu. They want him out of here as quickly as possible, but the sustain is there from the side of Mythical Kitsune. They're going to keep him alive. Rogon Charge does not find anything, but hey, Umi is going to be able to find some picks, and that Mercy is taken out of the fight first yet again. So much consistent damage from Pingu, going to be spacing out the Cassidy on the flank. And the target priority from the side of Mythical Kitsune, just so fantastic as they completely negate Deathwatch. A first point hold. You love to see it.
Well, not if you're Deathwatch and you chose Eichenwald, because you are not feeling good that you got full held on your map choice. Mythical Kitsune are here to win. Not here to play, here to win. They have been playing so well. They've isolated the fact that they need to get certain targets taken out. Of course, they're playing around their DPS a lot, building that space for them. And I have to talk about the support line up there. They've always been consistent. But what's really good is Bojack is so smart at seeing where they need to play to get the value. With that Monkey was always on Iceberg. Iceberg did not have a chance to get that self-healing as Mercy. And that's when I started to say, maybe you want to be switching. Maybe you don't want to be playing the Mercy. And that's going to be rough. And Kitsune on another composition. They're so adaptable. They're on their feet. They're you can't hit them. They're like a boxer. You think you have them on the ropes, but no, they're ducking. They're moving,
weaving.
they're schmooving, they're weaving. You cannot pin Kitsune down. And that is what's so beautiful about this team. Deathwatch again on this composition. And I have to question it, Crumble. What does the Mercy give you in this composition?
Not much. I mean, the best kind of damage boost target that you're going to be getting is on the Cassidy. But really, I mean, Overmar's performance in the previous round wasn't really anything to write home about. With the Reinhardt, you're going to be able to get such a better brawl damage. But those cooldowns from the side of the Orisa, I mean, they are very strong. Nice CC to be able to cleave the Ryan, and that is exactly what we're going to see happen. Opening pick comes out onto the tank player of MK. And without that front line, without that tank, it's very difficult to get a footing. Picks coming through. Nice defense here from Deathwatch. Definitely getting the value of the Orisa.
There's that aggression that we saw from Deathwatch on the first point of Nepal. That's what they need to keep up. That aggression's really what pushes Kitsune to swap. They've done it again. Bojack now on the horse character. Deathwatch have been playing very keen, and UBL is such a strong Baptiste, gets so much damage output, and is so much closer to that window than Uomi is as they approach.
Yeah, MK now, I mean, they're coming out with a Lucio, and with the Lucio, you do get access to a lot of aggression. You're going to see that right away. Lamp already has to be used. I mean, the Lucio able to speed onto the backline and just kind of find that aggressive positioning. Lamp has to be used here by Mythical Kitsune, but the Window's going to be able to sustain them so that the enemy team can't kind of kite in there and follow up on the damage. That said, Bojack is going to fall. You're wondering what the Mercy was capable of? There is the res onto Meowth. Now Deathwatch are in a 4v5 situation, and Meowth being rezzed is the key to this fight win, as the front line hath been restored, Geo. They're able to win this defense again nicely. Half the time cutting, time cutting half. Deathwatch are looking good here on the defense.
Yeah, Mythical Kitsune think they're in a play park, but what they don't realize, they're in Deathwatch's kill box that they've created for them. They walk past that joke, and they're just confused. They're getting attacked from all sorts of angles. They don't know how to deal with it. Meowth is hidden up there with a Blossom and could really shock Deathwatch on the approach.
Yeah, the damage boost, I think, as well, is going to be applied there to Death Blossom, and it's going to be huge! Finding 3! Finding 4! Meowth on the Reaper, devastating. That's 1 kitty.
I read the immortality field as a 5k. Almost a 5k. That was absolutely beautiful from Meowth. Deathwatch have upped the stakes, and that's what you want to see from a team on the back foot. Kitsune, though, they need to decide what they're doing. They went for a different rotation this time, and they do have this Terra Surge EMP.
B is going to come out aggressively here, but it's going to be completely counteracted by that Terror Surge, taking out the Immortality field. Now the Immortality field is down. Your Baptiste, I mean, much more vulnerable, going to get taken out by Meowth yet again. The front line of Deathwatch is so strong, but Calva! Oh my god, returns the favor! And that'll be MK so suddenly, so out of the blue, just winning that map. Calva, I mean, what a beautifully placed Blossom. So quick, so fast.
Outstanding. And here's the first 4K.
Yeah.
From Meowth. With that nice finishing shot to Calva, but then Calva gets one of their own. Crumble.
Yeah,
what incredible plays there by Reapers. Outstanding. Devastating the opponents, and oh boy, I don't even know. I'm so speechless that we're going to have to go to a halftime break. And absolutely don't go anywhere, folks, because yes, it's 2-0. It's not yet match point. It's a best of 7. So you obviously need to reach that 4. You need 4 to win. That's what you're looking for. So do not count Deathwatch out. They've got 10-minute break. Do not go anywhere, folks, because this is going to be an absolute barn burner. Change things up in terms of that flank, though. Here comes the mortar strikes.
Oh, it's just every single time. Ronin is so consistent at getting these opening picks. The beat does come out from Deathwatch, trying to sustain at 80% and counting. We're approaching last fight territory here. They still have the EMP. The Dragon comes out, able to take the side of the flex support on the side of Mythical Kitsune, but the EMP, it saves it, and Overmars finds 3 in the from the front line. Hat comes out already onto the Lucio on the side of Mythical Kitsune, trying to find that elimination, but with that Arista, you're going to have these long fights, trying to just do as much damage over time as possible. The beautiful sleep, though, onto Calva on the side of MK. Going to get taken out beautifully. But, hey, Deathwatch, you forgot your backline, and it just got absolutely decimated by Bojack and the rest of the team of MK. All the picks coming through. Nicely executed. Completely avoiding the Arista and going for that backline. Control gets completely flipped there. Maybe they wanted to wait that out just a little bit. They want that set up nicely. Dive does come through from the side of MK, but the hack is going to keep this fight alive onto Deep, not able to sustain their team just for a moment, and they will fall.
Yeah, the biggest disaster of losing this fight for the side of Mythical Kitsune is the fact that the point was switched so early in it. So already, it's the fight ending and it's 20% now in favor of Deathwatch. The ultimate in this meta and could define this next fight.
Yeah, with Calva switching onto the Tracer, it maybe not very good of a decision because Overmars is just gonna have completely free reign. Here comes the Orisa will not be able to find really much, but the space has been created. Pingu now, with the overclock, finds a beautiful headshot onto Meowth. Such a dominant DPS ultimate, but I mean, Reaper with a nicely placed Blossom is going to completely negate any and everything that MK tried to throw at them.
The overclock's still available here from Pingu, even if they do need it. It's final fight territory, and Kitsune have the advantage.
Yeah. Now with Meowth coming back, there's not really much that Deathwatch have available. Maybe a Nano coming online, but with the Reaper down already, it doesn't look like they'd even be a good Nano target. And with the Lucio being taken out, there's so much touch potential completely gone. Meowth isn't even going to last too long on point at all. Going to have to be forced to translocate away. And the second round going in favor of MK, evening things out.
Usually it's the one that ults first that typically has the advantage, so it's all about who takes the aggression and takes reins of this next fight.
Yeah, Meowth approaching this EMP is really going to be the key to this whole operation. But here comes the Kitsune Rush, completely negated by the fact that they pull out their own. Not able to find much though. Pingu yet again opening his face on the Sojourn, finding that potential. Finds two. Both the Kiriko and the Reaper taken out nice and swiftly by the Sojourn on the side of Deathwatch.
Pingu could just pop overclock and end it all early.
It looks like Meowth is already setting up for the CMP. Possibly Overmar's going to be TPing as well. Early beat though used. That's not good. Now they have completely free reign with the EMP. Full core with it. But what a beautiful pick. Deep is able to take out Meowth. But the Blossoms from both sides picks are equal. But it looks like MK coming out on top. The EMP was completely negated there by Calva and Deep there. Hero.
What's really going to decide the upcoming fight is who takes the advantage and what Pingu does with the off angle.
Absolutely. MK do look to have a slightly worse ult bank, but I mean, Deathwatch, they need to play it slow. They need to try and play the long game, as 99% is in favor. But Pingu going to take out the Immortality field in that Kitsune Rush. So much leisure. Both placed on
there. It is.
What a beautiful shot. Make it two. Make it the whole support line. Taken out by Pingu. But a bubble to serve it nicely. Pingu going to completely negate that. But I mean, the pick has come through onto Bojack, and with that res available with the Mercy pick, you know, Deathwatch have such good sustain in this fight. Damage boosted cast is something to watch out for. Anti-nade applied onto Termi on the side of Deathwatch. So much frontline damage. Nothing to match Pingu though. Again on the Sojourn. So consistent with hitting these shots. And I mean, Kitsune going to be able to get this one back in their favor. It's going to be something to contest, but there's the EMP. And so much damage being applied onto the side of Mythical Kitsune. You can't run away from Calva on the Sombra. Just keep on hacking things up. UVL's going to be taken out by that Primal. Manages to get the Nano at last second, but I mean, Mythical Kitsune, they won this, and they won it bad. Ults have been committed. The beat there, especially
Pingu.
It's huge, and they're holding this one out. Be able to even things out, but there's the grab on the side of Termi. Saving that Graviton Surge from the previous fight was definitely the right call. But again, Bojack somehow able to find that value in the bleak of the winter. Now Pingu coming back with the overclock available. Beautiful sleep there, and the bubble sustains the Ana as well. Barely alive, but Calva is going to find the follow-up on that. Overclock now available. Pingu is back, and you don't want to be staring down the barrel of that railgun. And that's the fight coming up for Mythical Kitsune.
Be a key target.
Yeah, here comes Hack onto Pingu. They want him out of here as quickly as possible, but the sustain is there from the side of Mythical Kitsune. They're going to keep him alive. Rogon Charge does not find anything, but hey, Umi is going to be able to find some picks, and that Mercy is taken out of the fight first yet again. So much consistent damage from Pingu, going to be spacing out the Cassidy on the flank. And the target priority from the side of Mythical Kitsune just so fantastic as they completely negate Deathwatch. A first point hold. But really, I mean, Overmar's performance in the previous round wasn't really anything to write home about. With the Reinhardt, you're going to be able to get such a better brawl damage, but those cooldowns from the side of the Orisa, I mean, they are very strong. Nice CC to be able to cleave the Ryan, and that is exactly what we're going to see happen. Opening pick comes out onto the tank player of MK, and without that front line, without that tank, it's very difficult to get a footing. Picks coming through. Nice defense here from Deathwatch, definitely getting the value of the Orisa. I mean, the Lucio are able to speed onto the backline and just kind of find that aggressive positioning. Lamp has to be used here by Mythical Kitsune, but the windows are going to be able to sustain them so that the enemy team can't kind of kite in there and follow up on the damage. That said, Bojack is going to fall. You're wondering what the Mercy was capable of? There is the res onto Meowth. Now Deathwatch are in a 4v5 situation, and Meowth being rezzed is the key to this fight win, as the front line hath been restored, Geo. They're able to win this defense again nicely.
Yeah, Mythical Kitsune think they're in a play park, but what they don't realize, they're in Deathwatch's kill box that they've created for them. They walk past that joke, and they're just confused. They're getting attacked from all sorts of angles. They don't know how to deal with it. Meowth is hidden up there with a Blossom and could really shock Deathwatch on the approach.
Yeah, the damage boost, I think, as well, is going to be applied there to Death Blossom, and it's going to be huge! Fighting 3! Fighting 4! Meowth on the Reaper, devastating.
No, but Kitsune, though, they need to decide what they're doing. They went for a different rotation this time, and they do have this Terra Surge EMP Blossom.
B is going to come out aggressively here, but it's going to be completely counteracted by that Terra Surge, taking out the Immortality field. Now the Immortality field is down. Your Baptiste, I mean, much more vulnerable, going to get taken out by Meowth yet again. The front line of Deathwatch is so strong, but counter! Oh my god, return to the favor! Hello everybody, and welcome back to Tranquility. We did take a little break, but we are now back. At the moment, we've got a 2-0 lead for Mythical Kitsune. Overarching Deathwatch here with a nice 2-0 so far. And some incredible players. I mean, really top tier stuff. I mean, when we look at the DPS lineups of both teams, we've seen incredible stuff. Reaper and Sojourn, obviously being the best DPS in the game at the moment. It's clear to see why, and these players are doing God's work with these strong characters, and it's great to see. I'm especially really enjoying. Mythical Kitsune. Come on. I mean, that lineup is just ridiculous. It's nuts.
I know, right? I mean, Calva and Pingu have been holding down the fort for sure, following up on bench space so well. And Pingu, gotta say, we share something in common with Pingu, Crumble. It's the coach. Pingu's personal coach is our team coach. You might know them as Luau. You may have seen that name around.
Sam as well.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll be as good as them. But yeah, Pingu's probably a name we're going to be talking about a lot, because going into Junkertown, that is a sniper-heavy map, Crumble.
Yes, I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Junkertown, it's home to the Widows, and it's home to the Ash a lot of the time. You even see Soldier, pop up a little bit. Hit scan it's a role to be scared of. This is where all the happy little hit scans can roam free in the wastelands of Junkertown with these long sidelines. It's a pretty hated map. I think generally most people don't like this map because of that. If you have a dominant DPS like hit scan DPS, it's gonna be a travesty. You're gonna get rolled over so quickly. And when you do have the likes of Pingu, I mean, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, well, that is not to discredit Overmars on the side of
Oh, yeah.
Deathwatch, who is just a consistent player on any character that we've seen them on. And it's kind of like a battle of Pingu, Overmars, and then Meowth Calva when you're talking DPS. Because what we saw in Eichenwald was just an utter dominance of the Reapers, at least on that one attack there of Mythical Kitsune. And this time, it's actually Meowth looking to play the Widowmaker, which does mean you have the one-shot capability, like the Sojourn, but you don't need to build it up. It does mean you have a moving penalty when you do so. So the Widow versus Sojourn matchup is always interesting to me, because if it's a good enough Widow, then it will be Widow dominant. But if your Sojourn's used to hitting long-range shots, all they need to do is build up charge on the tank, and then just get that overclock shot on the Widow when they least expect it with that high movement. It'll be interesting to see what this matchup is like.
Yeah, I do think for that very early, first pick, Widow is the best character in the game for that, 100%. But mid-fight, after those Sojourns have, charged up their railguns a little bit, it's just devastating. Opening shot there onto the Monkey. Monkey Rush composition kind of coming out here from Mythical Kitsune. We'll see what they can make it, but they want to look to try and push into the Sigma. Tommy is hacked up. Not like there's much follow on it. The poke stage coming out here. Holding that corner, looking for the aggression. Deep getting a bit overzealous there on the Lucio, trying to claim a little bit of high ground space, but now they're jumping up onto the Soldier. Hacked up is Overmars on that Soldier. Gonna be able to live through, though. The sustain is looking nice here for Deathwatch, and with a beautiful rock, they're able to kind of negate Bojack's dive just a little bit, and that is a lot of damage coming onto the side of them. And Meowth actually able to open up the quite nicely with a pick onto the Sombra.
Yeah, and now it's all devolved, and it's just Mythical Kitsune on the back foot, trying to get back safely here, deep, very close to getting their head taken off, but will survive. Now Deathwatch are looking pretty good. Meowth is going to have the ability to set up here. Of course, there is the Peeker's advantage for Pingu, and now with Calva on the Tracer is able to hound down that Widowmaker a little easier. I think Bojack might want to play a little more aggressively as well.
Yeah, and we're going to see just that jumping straight onto the Sigma. That suck can't save you from the electricity, my friend. But, I mean, maybe after that elimination, a bit of an overzealous dive going to be kept up, though, by their support lineup. And that will be a nice engage there from Kitsune. Doing a great job of, singling out the Sigma and then finding that beautiful follow-up.
Yes, nice engage there. A big deep jump from Bojack really isolated the heals of UBL from Termi the tank. Termi the tank, that's fun to say. And that's what that bubble's all about, just getting those heals disconnected. And Overmars here with this visor will likely get the pocket. Nano's not quite there for it yet. Termi as well, if this flux could aid it. Calva though, looking cheeky, doesn't quite recognize that Termi's right next to them.
Yeah, here comes the flux coming out from Termi, and Overmars is going to be able to get huge value. Those, those targets nice and high in the sky, so easy for the picking. Beat just come out though for Mythical Kitsune. They want to try keep things alive, and he's trying to find the boot, but Bojack is really struggling. Just managed to find it in the end, and now with the staggered picks coming back from spawn, Mythical Kitsune could look to possibly win this fight. It's looking pretty even here. But now, I mean, Pingu is back, and that's going to be scary.
Yeah, the rush comes out. That's going to solidify it there for Kitsune. It's their namesake, so you'd hope it's a win condition for them, and there it is. They secure it. Now, they're looking pretty good here. They have very good recontesting ability with this setup, with their overall playstyle, and they've actually forced Termi to think about a different choice, going for the Roadhog now. The Roadhog plays differently into the Winston, of course, can hook that jump out, but it's such a pick ability.
Wait.
The C9, though,
no.
it's attempting.
No.
No way it happens.
No.
No one's going to realize.
No. No. Oh,
Pingu.
the slide comes through from Pingu. Yeah, that was, I think they did know, actually. I think they were just trying to bait that. Really, really well done there from Mythical Kitsune. Railgun not able to find anything from Pingu, unfortunately. Hog, though, such an easy railgun battery just to charge off of. Now, Overmars on the attack. Damage boosted visor is going to be doing so much damage. Going to be deleting deep so quickly. And that's 2 for the man. Make it 3. Finished off there by Tommy on the Roadhog. Beautiful anti-aid applied onto Tracer as well there. And yeah, really nice target focus there, I think, from Deathwatch in that pack.
Yeah. Are you sure he's from Overmars? Is sure Overmars is from Mars and not from Krypton? Because he's looking real super right now. Because absolutely dominating any time that they get that positional advantage. It's all about getting that off angle with that soldier. And of course, you do struggle against the advantage that Sojourn has, but you can flank so much easier anyway. Now with this position on the high ground, the attacking team looking to keep it up. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can see Meowth setting up for that EMP there, but the Pulse Bomb is going to be able to cancel that out, and as well, the Guardian Angel was tried to be commit for the res. It looks like they just forgot Calvo was there on the Tracer, and that is that. I mean, Tommy's going to be able to find a trade there, but yeah, big errors coming out here from Deathwatch.
Yeah, Calva getting revenge for the Titanic there, and well, it looked like the Titanic for the attack. Deathwatch, they just kind of fell apart there with that pulse bomb from Calva. Again, it's all about these off angles and getting those flanks that your opponent is just not prepared for. And it's going to be hard to actually set up for this EMP from Meowth because they don't have very much in terms of movement characters. So it's going to have to be very close. Once the team is close, then go for the EMP. It'll be a curious choice.
Yeah. Indeed, but the nano is going to be applied onto Tommy there, as well as the EMP.
Whoa.
That is the Hog doing so much damage, but a nicely placed beat by Deep is going to keep them in this fight. Oh, so close to being taken out, but the Kitsune Rush is going to be able to be casted in time before their death. And now with Pingu, I mean, on the Sojourn, trying to find something, but that is an anti-nade applied, and when you don't have that, your Kiriko is dead. I mean, it's just, you know, an anti-nade is going to completely solidify that. It doesn't look like a touch can come through either. Coming into 3rd point, Deathwatch, they're looking a bit shaky, but they're doing okay.
Yeah, whole hog into Gold Orisa. That is a scenario you never want to find yourself if you're Bojack, who is now still on the back foot. Getting so much spam damage done is Deathwatch right now. Overmars is really stepping up big time.
What a beautiful
Meowth.
javelin.
Brought out. And now the advantage is for Kitsune. They get the time to set up here. And they could just go up with their Terra Surge and just set up a good play here. If they were so looking to do so. Big anti-nade though.
Yeah, they want to look to be as... Oh, wait, they slid the Kiriko. Not able to even get the Suzy off on themselves. Beautiful finish off there from Meow. And yet again, Overmars is always perfectly placed. They you know, they're baiting out these cooldowns just so that Overmars is actually able to get out a good visor, and it's working fantastically.
Overmars is dominating the lobby right now. We talked about the matchup between Pingu and Overmars is finding the better of it, even on the soldier character.
Yeah, Suzy already utilized by the side of Mythic Kitsune. Not going to be able to negate the damage coming through from that Guardian Angel at... Oh, and a nice hook onto Pingu is going to open up this fight nicely for Deathwatch. And now with this whole hog, we'll see what Tommy can make of it. Pixar coming through. It's a 3v5 situation for Deathwatch.
Yeah, do or die, final fight, 30 seconds on the board. This is whole hog. Nano comes out.
Oh, that's damage right there. Oh my, Meowth. Yeah, I mean, it's really not likely that they're going to be able to find much of it. They do have fast respawns. You know, the Kiriko does help quite a lot with, you know, touching point nicely. But it's not going to be too much avail. I mean, the touch is actually doing really well. Wait, no way can they get this to overtime.
If they could get to overtime, that'd be huge. That's their goal right now. But yeah, in that final fight, Deathwatch had that pretty much under control. And 7 seconds on the dot. Sure, it's not a whole lot, but it's nothing to scoff at. That at least gives you something. Of course, it's a payload map, so it doesn't matter. The difference between pushing into overtime and not isn't as big as if it was hybrid, but it's still a lot of time bank possibility here for Kitsune. If they could finish this with a higher time bank, which against 7 seconds is very doable, it could be looking rough. But of course, it's very much possible that they get held here. Deathwatch has been playing very well. It's the positioning of Overmars has completely surprised Kitsune time and time again. They haven't been ready for where Overmars has been on the soldier, and now
Yeah, absolutely.
it's actually Meowth looking to play the soldier and Overmars on the tracer. And honestly, I like this. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. I I don't
Cast
not
a
like this.
curse. Yeah, I mean,
cast or curse.
Deathwatch did do a fantastic job of defending so well, nearly winning Icon World there, actually. I mean, in the end, Calva, yes, did get a fantastic Blossom, but I mean, Deathwatch so far, from what we've seen from their defensive capabilities, they've showed us that they're really good at it. And although we did question Iceberg on Mercy all the time, did show us some capabilities. But I mean, here on Junkertown, anything goes, really.
Anything goes indeed. Bojack here on that Sigma. Womi actually on the Zen. Lots of spam, lots of damage. That Discord orb, like we've said before, is so devastating if the target calling is on point here. See, they're walking forward here with stride.
Yeah, Sigma with that rock does have nice kind of brawly capabilities a little bit as well, and the shield as well is going to block off Overmars from trying to get in some nice, well-deserved spam damage from the high ground. Very aggressive position from Umi on that Zenyatta. Going to be caught so low, but there's a beautiful immortality field passed up by the Baptiste, who's just keeping him alive. And able to finish off that pick. Oh, the Mercy Call's so low. Res not able to be cancelled. But hey, I mean, although they're taken out, picks have been claimed on the side of Mythical Kitsune, and they are pushing the payload. They are making some nice progress, but that D.Va really gives, you know, that their defensive poke a lot of capabilities here.
Yeah, lots of movement as well. And one thing that was not nerfed about D.Va is that D.Va Matrix, able to eat up so much spam. If able to eat those charged overclock shots, that would be a big boon for the side of Deathwatch.
Yeah, all cooldowns already utilized by Bojack, trying to keep control of the point. Overmars now on this off angle, able to find the first pick. D-Mech coming out, though, from the side of Deathwatch. That D.Va out of mech, I mean, that is really good. That's what you want to see now. It's basically a 4v5. Baby D.Va really can't do anything in these fights, and Calva's going to open things up on the Hanzo. First time seeing them on the Hanzo. Able to find a nice opening pick, though. Bojack, yet again, finding another pick onto Meowth. Such good control of the point. Flux is going to come out as well. I mean, just pushing forward and forward. Not able to catch the rock there on the Mercy, but I mean, it's a long fight here, Gio, but really, it looks like Mythical Kitsune just draining Deathwatch of their resources.
Yeah, that Transcendence coming out is actually huge, whether they cap or not. And it looks like they will cap. There's not going to be another touch. Bringing that Transcendence out was huge. That's what you really wanted to see. If they got this point with that Transcendence, you'd be working against kind of a disadvantage, because even a Nano Visor wouldn't really be able to do too much against Transcendence. Alpha being very open with this dragon, which means that's going to be a swap. This does mean Calva will swap here. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like it. And the Bojack now on this monkey as well. So they're looking to, yeah, I think they're just going to be
This is a
switching
banana
right
rush.
onto the
Yeah.
around the banana rush. Without their supports, though, I mean, Bojack's still trying to go a little bit aggressive. D.Va shotguns, not something to tread lightly if you are on that monkey. D.Va's a scary tank to go up against in that situation.
Even still, adaptability is king right now. And with Kitsune on a completely new comp, might not
that's
matter
bad.
if you hit shots like that.
Yeah, Meowth and Overmars together hitting the shots necessary to completely get Calva out of that fight so quickly. And in the 4v5 situation, not much you can do. Yeah, Deep getting caught in a weird angle there, but gets baited actually. Tried to get the chase, was Overmars onto Deep, and Pinker actually managed to get the pick there. I mean, that is a Nano Visor, and without the Transcendence on the side, they don't have any really defensive capabilities to try keep things alive. And I mean, Bojack is just so consistent on the monkey. Crazy positioning.
Bojack always knows where they need to be on the monkey. Honestly, I would not take Bojack off the monkey as much as I could, because they seem to be so smart in where they want to be placed and where they want to be getting that value and creating space. That's what's allowed to be to get so much done. Terry, don't do it to him.
Oh, yeah, the remake kill is not going to be looking good, but that primal from Bojack is going to completely negate it, getting 2 picks with it. And I mean, I mean, Tommy, don't get me wrong, he's doing a fantastic job of keeping the fight alive. Does find a remake kill, as well as using the bomb to try to sustain this team fight. But there's not really much they can do here. Mercy is back. I mean, Iceberg trying to keep alive, but it's so difficult on Mercy. The movement can only get you so far. Mythical Kitsune rolling into third point, you know, with big time bank in their belt.
Bojack making Winston play look like John Wick. Just hopping to place, getting what they need to get done, and just finding those key space-making opportunities. An outstanding tank player on the side of Mythical Kitsune. And they're walking forward here with a big advantage as they are very close to this Kitsune rush. But most importantly, if they can put Pingu on the high ground with this overclock, they could nullify the deep is gone.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get with the Roadhog. The pick potential is just too good. Hook is such a strong ability in this meta. You're able to completely shut down people so quickly. Damn, 3 picks for the man. Yeah, Deathwatch, maybe that is the right call switching onto the Hog here.
Yeah, Termi must have heard us talking. They didn't like the spotlight going on to Bojack, stepped up there with the Roadhog. Bojack onto the Roadhog of their own. Now on this fork rush, as I like to call it personally. Looking for that hook, not finding it. But Termi does not have the Kuriko, which means any anti-nade against them would be permanent. If Kitsune could recognize that, that could be big.
Absolutely. Guardian Angel is going to be used here from Deathwatch. They want to keep things going as best as they can, and that Nano is going to be doing just that, able to find the pick onto the Kiriko so quickly. The rush, although Kiriko is dead, will be able to serve some amount of purpose, but a nice high noon placed on the off angle, trying to space out the enemy team there. Full anti-nade placed onto Bojack, then the hook available, either finishing off with a headshot there. Mythical Kitsune are going to have to be forced to come back, and yet again, timing on the Sulk. I mean, such a strong pick so far.
Yeah, and Iceberg, she does like to play the Mercy, and I've criticized it in the past, but honestly, they're switching.
Yeah.
What's that?
This
What
is your
is the
advice.
chance? What are the chances of that I go to
don't know.
praise the Mercy as Iceberg switches? But yeah, that's gonna help a lot. That protection Suzu is very big for Termi here, especially if this whole hog.
Yeah, with Mythical Kitsune having that on now as well, Iceberg has been able to find a lot of value with the Suzu, but hey, you're not going to find value with the Suzu. It'd get absolutely deleted by Bojack so quickly. Whole Hog absolutely tearing through them. Hog differential coming through, and Calvin just completely, I mean, out the blue, go up onto the high ground. Huge amounts of aggression there. Rolling now into the last regs of this map. Can Deathwatch make something work? They have the visor.
45 seconds, and yeah, they do have the Pfizer, but Deep has beat. That's huge in this final fight here. Iceberg going down is bad, but of course you can always get back. The beat comes out.
The beat comes out in order to sustain the side of Mythical Kitsune, and although that was a overzealous mag grenade, nearly caught out Pingu, but unfortunately the time bank looking a bit slightly better from Kitsune. I mean, we are on payload, so I do think it has a lot of the time a more fairer time bank system of leveling things out. So, I mean, it can still go either way. 20 seconds is probably the length of another fight, but hey, Deathwatch, again, they've been really, really good on some of these defenses. Maybe they can pull out of the bag again.
Yeah, depending whereabouts the payload is in the scenario, 20 seconds could be a fight. Of course, roughly 30 seconds is considered the average team fight, and that does consider the setup. 20 seconds, it gives you another fight, but not one where you have the advantage of the time to set up for said fight. So it is an advantage. Don't get me wrong, it's an advantage, but it's not the world's biggest advantage. 1-1 to 1-0 there, and Deathwatch are looking on this attack to just tear through them as quick as they can with this 1 minute. If they could get to second point, that would be an outstanding goal. And Termi coming out on the Roadhog now. Iceberg with that Mercy pick that I did want to praise for giving that boost to Overmars. It cannot be understated. That damage boost is big.
Yeah, Meowth as well on the Widow again seems to be quite a good pick on first point of their attack before, previously. And Overmars, yeah, on that Soldier, clearly finding some consistent damage. And the Visors have been fantastic so far as well. Termi as well. I mean, this Hog pick was really successful in third point. Now playing it from the start, they can probably most likely make better value of it.
Yeah, but there's that anti-nade and you don't have a Kuriko.
It's going to be scary. And that shield is going to be able to make so much space there. Hog. Hook barely getting disabled there. Nice sleep onto Meowth. They're doing a nice little countdown, but is able to manage to get out there. And with the anti-nade applied, you don't have a Kiriko for that. I mean, that's why you want the Kiriko. That's why it's such a good pick, is that you're able to disable all that CC. And now with, 10 seconds left in the fight, the poke stage was so long. Things don't look good here for Deathwatch.
Running onto point there. That does have the pocket. Now it is that desperate do or die on the point, and anything can happen. Overmars is a player that could turn this one around. The Monkey, I think, is just a better pick, especially against that Sigma.
Ooh, and Overmars finds a beautiful opening pick. Now the tank on the side of Mythical Kitsune is down. You know, the Sigma is so good at mediating these fights and controlling a lot of space. And now that down is going to be detrimental. But now Pingu, is going to completely even that out. This is why you want the Mercy, though. Iceberg able to find the res. And now the Visor online for Overmars. So much space will be able to be claimed. They can most likely roll onto second point nice and cleanly here.
Oh, great positioning by Overmars on this off flank. Might not even need to use this. Oh.
Dangerous. Oh, the Flux comes out trying to make them C9 here. But now here comes the Nano onto Pingu. The Visor completely disabled by Pingu here with the Railgun with the Nano. So much damage. What a beautiful shot as well. So consistent, so calm and precise with the aim. And the EMP to finish it all off as well. Only 2 members on the side of Deathwatch available. Try contest, and really great stuff here from Mythical Kitsune.
When you get to those moments, you have very little time, especially in Overwatch, to weigh the risk versus the reward of your decisions. And it's very tough in those moments to come to that conclusion. Overmars wanted to keep the Visor. Overmars wanted to be smart, win that fight without utilizing their ult, and get that next ult in fight in point 2 to possibly even pushing it out to point 3. That is a smart move. That is a smart decision. But Kitsune were able to touch for long enough that they were able to set up a Nano Pingu. And do I need to say much more than a Nano Pingu? Not needing to hit headshots even with the railgun. Just body shots. Yeah, Newt.
That's Newt. I thought it was Meep. Yeah, Newt. My bad.
Meep.
Yeah, because it just came down to, you're right, Overmars trying to be a bit smart, but Pingu was just aggressive. MK was just more aggressive, and that's what's going to win you those fights. Just especially in Overwatch 2 as well, where really ults aren't as important as they were in Overwatch 1. Overwatch 1 was the ultimate game. Now you can be more risky like that, and the risk to reward factor is going to be better. But Pingu is now on Junkrat, and it's a common pick. I don't know how I feel about it.
Well, it does allow more spam, and there's the follow-up. I honestly don't know why Deathwatch aren't playing as much Winston, because it did kind of work out for them. Oh, but Bojack getting so much damage against them. Meowth is so strong, but Calvo with that pocket.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice, beautiful 2 kills from the Echo. Very underrated character, in my opinion, in Overwatch 2. Able to find some nice angles, able to out DPS a lot of characters in the game, and we're seeing just that as Calva is cleaning house here on the Echo. And already, MK look like they might be able to take this here and now.
Yeah, absolutely. This is adaptability to its finest. This is not a comp they've come out with before, and it's what you want to see from them. Termi completely isolated and alone.
Res just come through onto Overmars. Trying to charge up something here is the side of Deathwatch. Anything at all. They're getting close to a Guardian Angel, and now the Kiriko on their side. Suzu is going to be there. They need to try cancel the res. They don't manage to. Meowth actually had to try get the reload here. Now Pingu with this Taya is going to be able to disable Overmars from getting a nice little off angle. Tamiya switched to the ball. They're trying to do something with it, but with that nano applied onto Bojack, the absolute masterclass monkey that we've loved and grown to see here on Junkertown, it just doesn't look possible for them. Ults are being utilized by Deathwatch for this touch, but I mean, it's just they're grasping onto straws here.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Overmars would need to build this visor and get a lot done. For the huge raise onto Termi there.
Oh,
Crumble.
wow. Pingu, but Pingu Junkrat is just finding too much value here. And the visor does come out, but it doesn't look to much avail. Do find the Ana, but finds the backline. Wait a second, and the ball is still touching. Calvin does find the pick though in the DPS line of Mythical Kitsune, able to tie things back. Deathwatch are getting so close here, Gio. So close.
Yeah, but no cigar. I love that res there at the end. Iceberg getting her tank back into it. And then they had that possibility of the visor, like I had mentioned. But unfortunately, didn't come up as big as it needed to. It needed to be a superstar play, but unfortunately, it was only a star play. Which, again, nothing to snub at, but unfortunately, in that moment, just needed to be more. And, oh boy, now that we're 3-0, it is match point, Crumble.
Yeah,
if
I didn't...
Deathwatch want to come back, sorry to interrupt, they need to reverse sweep.
Yeah, and it's not like we're playing best of 5 here, because if we were playing best of 5, 3 maps, that's difficult. It is difficult to get 3 maps. 4 maps, that's tricky. I mean, if you're Deathwatch here, I mean, yes, these teams have made it so far, and clearly, getting to grand finals does prove a good amount of mental strength. But 4 maps to try to take it back, I mean, that is intense, and it's going to be difficult now coming on to push as well. I mean, to be fair, if there is a game mode that Deathwatch might be able to take things back, push is going to be that game mode. We've seen it time and time again. Teams will get absolutely stomped for the first couple minutes, lose 6 fights in a row, down by so much the enemy team have pushed it almost all the way, and you can flip it just like that. It's why it's such an interesting game mode to watch, and I think if there's a moment for Deathwatch to grasp the reverse sweep, it is now.
Yeah, and now going on to Esperanza, you have to think about Deathwatch, what they need to come out with, right? And Kitsune, their golden ticket here is adaptability. They don't stick to comps if they feel like another thing would work a little better. They are not afraid of swapping, and Deathwatch are struggling to keep up with it. I think Deathwatch, at this point, I want to see Banana Rush Deathwatch. I want to see more Winston played here by Deathwatch, because they are good at the Winston, and in the past they've gotten a lot done with it, and even in the final fights there, when we saw some panic picks onto Winston, it worked out for like a few fights there for Deathwatch. So now with Ronan back, maybe that's what we see. Maybe we will get some more Winston gameplay. But yeah, it's a reverse sweep, 3rd match here in this best of 3 overall match between Mythical Kitsune, Deathwatch, in this best of 7 grand finals. Can Mythical Kitsune do what no one would have predicted and sweep against Deathwatch here in Esperanza? It's all on the line, Crumble. It all comes down to this. And if you want to win the grand finals and you're on Deathwatch, you need to find it within yourself to get that reverse sweep.
Preach it.
I know it's possible. We've seen it before. Deathwatch are one of the teams that could absolutely bring this one back here. And there it is. It is Banana Rush versus Banana Rush, both with the Sombras.
Yeah, the Reaper on the side of Deathwatch is going to allow you to have a much nicer, front line, a lot of damage coming into Bojack, and he's going to have to be very, very scared about that. But Pingu on the Surgeon, so consistent so far, and so good at hitting those shots. Looks like Meowth is going to be staying up for the hack. They're going to be going straight for Pingu. Hacked up, but the peel is there. The Suzu has been applied, and actually is able to be taken out eventually. Ronan, though, is going to be hacked up badly themselves. And it's all about that sustained Deathwatch barely keeping themselves in the fight. But I mean, Ronan on this monkey is the monkey player for the side of Deathwatch. Nice hack comes out onto Bojack. They're looking to pull up on that damage. As Bojack falls extremely low there on the monkey. 96 HP to their name. Trying to make some remnants of the bot, but yeah, nice picks come out from Deathwatch, and they're able to get some nice momentum here.
Yeah, Deathwatch are looking strong on this composition. It plays into a lot of their kind of natural plays here. You see Ronan very comfortable on that Winston and Overmars, and Meowth, of course, on this DPS lineup got so much done. Already 60% to the EMP, but of course Calva a little bit ahead there. They do have the spot pushing, but the recontest will come soon here. And Pingu, of course, the superstar Sojourn could go on an off angle and just ruin the hopes and dreams.
Yeah, bubble used quite early here. Gonna allow Pingu to charge up that railgun nicely. Possibly gonna hold on to that as well for maybe a cheeky little shot here. And now Bojack on this hog gonna be looking for that CC advantage on the monkey, trying to shut him down on these engages, but it's just not gonna be enough. Meow takes out the Kiriko on the side of Deathwatch, on the side of Kitsune so quickly. And the DPS lineup of Deathwatch, they're just so strong here. The hacks are coming through. The frontline damage is there from Overmars, and they already got the butt scratch, Gio.
There it is. You can feel it. You can feel the energy here. Deathwatch are coming back into this one. They know that they need to come up big here, and they are doing so. Iceberg has this Kitsune rush for Womi, and Deep do not have theirs. The support ults are there for Deathwatch, but they're not there for Kitsune. This could be a big fight win for them and push this bot quite far.
Oh, but that hook is going to be able to force out the Suzu so quickly, but it's not going to matter when the Casino Rush is forcing them back so quickly, and the aggression is unmatched. Both DPS support ults even used to just completely push Kitsune so far backwards. Pingu just find a nice trade there onto Overmars, which is going to lead this next fight possibly to 4v5, but I mean, the aggression with Deathwatch is unbelievable right now.
Yeah. This is exactly what you want to see. They did overcommit there, though. Mythical Kitsune have a bit of an advantage here in the bank. But this EMP, we've seen it be devastating in the past. It could come up big. Pingu, though, with the overclock.
Yeah, that is something you're going to be scared of. And now with that whole hog as well, that's a lot of damage coming through. And yeah, Deathwatch are going to have to be forced to kind of kite back a little bit here. They don't have a lot of resources. Possibly looking for a drive fight coming into the next couple of fights, Joe, just to even things out. But we'll see what they do.
Yeah, Deathwatch, if they can pull this one together, we'll get a nice big EMP. They have swapped the Winston, maybe scared of Bojack's Roadhog, but I don't know how much they really should have been. EMP is clearly what they're setting up.
And there it is, going to find three. Kiriko taken out so quickly, but Deep is able to find that B4. The sustain is actually doing so much to keep this fight alive. The DPS on the side of Deathwatch getting pressured out so much. Meowth getting caught solo, going to have to TP out. They're leaving it in a 4v5 now. Cooldowns have been utilized completely by the Ronan, and they are going to take out Bojack on the hog. So that is the tank down from Mythical Kitsune. Their front line is a little bit weaker than it once were. Calva not able to have that Wraith form quite yet, but the overheat is going to allow Calva just to get that cooldown back. Unfortunate timing there. Yeah, Mythical Kitsune taking this fight a little bit carefully. I mean, but Deathwatch on the defensive here with the lead. I mean, they're kind of in the perfect position here, Gio.
Absolutely, yeah. Kitsune, they kind of have the choice of what they want to do, and if this rush coming out, that's what they want to do. Terror Surge.
Gonna find nothing here, but the space is gonna speak for itself. But Pingu and Bojack, the superstars on the side of Mythical Kitsune, are gonna be able to get the picks necessary, completely cutting back from the Terror Surge and coming back in, swinging hard.
Yeah, and with Bojack back on Monkey, I really want to see Ronan adapt here. I want to see the adaptability from Deathwatch. If you stick to your guns here, you might just get rolled over because Bojack knows that they can play just around that Orisa, play against what the Orisa wants to do. Just go into the backline and absolutely dominate, create the space for Pingu and Calva.
Casino Rush coming out here from the side of Deathwatch. They do have the Blossom as well. Blossom has been used from Calva. Does manage to find the Lucio, but there is Overmars. They're able to push in nicely, and really well done for Klein against Calva. They do lose the Lucio there, but I mean, Pingu getting hacked up, not able to find much with the overclock. Gonna be taken.
Pingu!
Okay. Hello?
Somebody check him PC.
Check him PC, indeed.
Yeah, now the bot again in the favor of Kitsune. This is incredible, utilizing the space that was created there by the late Bojack's bubble. Calva going in deep there. Bojack got the primal rage, but Meowth could get a good EMP in this upcoming fight that could turn it around. They want to get this butt scratch. Do Kitsune.
Deep is approaching the beat. He is actually going to get it, and the EMP finds 3. It finds both the support lineup, but Deep is managing to get that beat online. That is able to keep Kitsune up, and they're able to engage on that backline and keep the fight going. It's really good job here from from Kitsune. They are completely just outpacing Deathwatch now, and it's exactly what we saw before.
Yeah, they're gonna get this butt scratch here, unlocking their forward spawn, and it's starting to snowball. That's what push is all about. It's all about your snowball ability and keeping up, winning multiple fights in a row. Deathwatch, they do have this beat. That's really their key ultimate here in this upcoming fight, but Bojack has been so good at creating space with the primal rages.
Yeah, absolutely. The primal rages have been absolutely insane, but I mean, Bojack was clearly looking at something going on in their back line, their front line getting absolutely decimated there. Pingu, their main source of damage, was going to be taken out there, and they're able to win that fight, Deathwatch, without committing any ultimates, which is really good for them coming into this next fight here.
Absolutely, yeah. And now, if they can swing it past, they will stop that forward spawn, but I think most of Kitsune have got that forward spawn, so again, they're going to get into this one nice and quick. Kitsune rush from Wumi is closer than Icebergs, but UBL does have that beat to nullify it.
Nice boop there from Ronan, just trying to disable Calva, trying to find any value going on to the high ground. Bojack getting caught so low, has to pop the primal just to stay alive, but Overmars on the Reaper finds the backline. Absolutely fantastic placement of the Blossom there. And Mythical Kitsune, I mean, they're competing resources and they're still losing Gia.
Yeah, outstanding. And now they've got this ball pushing, they will get to that butt scratch at least and unlock their forward spawn yet again. And that means with 2 minutes to go, it's starting to look tough for Kitsune. They need to now start to win multiple fights in a row again. And against Deathwatch, it's going to be a big ultimate fight coming up soon. If Kitsune want to win this one, it's going to be Rush against Rush. But the beat from UBL is still in play.
Both Kitsune Rushes used so much. That's a lot of colors on your screen, but Calva is going to make those colors into the kill feed, finding the pick onto Overmars. It is a 4v5 situation for Mythical Kitsune right now, and they are making it work, able to find 2 picks. Good kite, though, here from Deathwatch, able to kind of regroup themselves and come back in the next fight, possibly.
Well, yeah, UBL did survive, won't be able to get back, and it's still the forward spawn for Deathwatch, but they committed maybe more than they wanted into that fight that was lost. It was an alt fight, to be fair. Now they still have Terra Surge EMP, but Pingu, Overclock, that has tearing them apart in the past.
Yeah, Kiriko getting hacked up, falling very low. There's a Terror Surge, though. Overclock is coming out here. You've got to be careful, Pingu. You can't let him get the angles. EMP, though, is going to come out, completely disabling him. Pingu can't do anything about it. And although they finally trade onto UBL, those are picks on the side, on the favor of Deathwatch. Overmars finding some great frontline value here. And with 45 seconds remaining, Gio, approaching last fight territory.
This is looking so good for Deathwatch in their quest back to the top. Their quest to start this reverse sweep. It's 30 seconds, final fight territory, and Deathwatch are looking very good. Kitsune, they need to win this fight and about 2 more after it. If they want to get back into this map, it's do or die.
And Pingu's going to open it up many times, just like we've seen them do before. Yet again, another pick. I mean, super consistent damage here. I think Deathwatch, though, Jill, I think they're okay with losing the fight here, you know? Bojack only has the Primal online, and if they're able to charge some resources up, Deathwatch can look good in the next fight.
I mean, like I said, there's at least 2 more fights here that Kitsune need to get through, and they used their card in Pingu. Pingu, of course, still alive, you know, a walking ultimate in themselves here. Here comes the re-engage. If Iceberg can get this rush up, that could be bad for the side of Kitsune.
Yeah, Hat comes up onto deep. The Lucio trying to get away, but that's a beautiful damage coming onto Pingu, getting caught solo, but the support lineup's trying to keep him up, but that's the main DPS output for the side of Deathwatch coming through, and it's a beautiful Blossom 3 taken. Deathwatch, although Bojack is trying to make something work with this Primal and attempting to keep things alive, Deathwatch, Gio, they are still in this. The series continues.
I am loving to see it. Deathwatch in that fight alone showed that they know what's up. They saw Pingu, they went for it, forced Pingu into a bad position where Overmars could follow up. Incredible stuff here on Esperanza as they're finally getting some momentum in this series, in this matchup, in this late stage where they need to reverse sweep. This is the sort of play you want to see coming out from their players, and this could be the start of one of the biggest reverse sweeps in
could be the
Tranquility
start
history.
of something new. It feels so right. Please finish that, Eric. You don't. Oh, you don't know him? Oh, chat flame Geo, please.
That reference went over
right
my head.
Yeah,
right over my head.
Unfortunate.
Sorry, I'm just fully focused on this matchup. And
I don't blame you though. I don't blame you. I mean, it is. I did think Deathwatch were going to be able to do it. I mean, I think push is definitely their game mode by the looks of it, because we saw time and time again they had the really good initial aggression, but their sustain, they were really good at those quick fights. But I mean, when it came to poking out, you poke out for too long. Pingu on the side of Kitsune is going to get a pick somewhere or another. Bojack is going to be able to maneuver their way onto your backline. So the longer the fight goes on, I feel the better Kitsune has really been. They've been very good at sustaining those fights, whereas Deathwatch, when they have those quick, snappy fights, they're able to do a lot more with it. You know, Meowth getting a great hack and they just collapse on one person and it works great. Or, you know, whether that's, you know, someone else getting a fantastic opening pick. It's a very different style from these teams. And I do think Deathwatch have it in them, you know, to get that reverse sweep. I think it's very likely.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, you know, momentum is everything. Of course, push itself is a momentum-based game mode. And now, I mean, even life can be momentum-based, right? I mean, it's the, you know, the old adage, right? If there's a stone on a railroad, it won't stop a train going full speed, but it can stop a train going slow enough, you know? And I think we're witnessing Deathwatch getting their train rolling, and it could be the fact that they bring this one back. Every time these teams have faced each other, it's been to the wire. It's went the distance. It has been 4-3 in the semi-finals to Deathwatch, or it's been 3-2 to Mythical Kitsune previously. And this is all on the line here in this grand finals as we now head to Oasis as our next map here. Of course, chosen by Kitsune, but I think that could still play into what Deathwatch were doing there on Esperanza.
Yeah, they look to play a bit more of the meta composition, you know, the monkey coming out, and Oasis does kind of support that kind of brawl dive hybrid. For example, let's just bring up gardens. I mean, you have those tight corridors on both sides that you can utilize the brawl composition, as well as the fact that the main point has this huge high ground, you know, and that's going to play into the dive capabilities of the monkey a little bit better, rather than maybe Mythical Kitsune, who might end up feeling more comfortable on an Orisa, or I mean, we'll see. Bojack is a very versatile player, so I'm sure they are playing Bojack again. Yeah, they will be. Things should go well. University, though, I mean, this is kind of what you want to see opening up for Deathwatch. They're going to be able to play the Monkey Rush very comfortably here.
Or even Rain.
Yeah, maybe Rain, yeah.
Because we did see Rain come out, rear his German head on Nepal. Could be something we see here, but at the moment, it looks like the teams are sticking with Banana Rush. Of course, they could swap at any time and cast and prove me a fraud on the casting desk. But no, it does look like we're going to see a Banana Rush combination. I'm terrified if Wumi goes on Ana here for Kitsune, because if you go Ana, yeah, you get Nano, yeah, you get Anti, but anti can get nullified and you become the biggest, juiciest target in the world for Deathwatch's Banana Rush.
Yeah, we saw how quickly they were able to collapse onto a Kiriko with that hack. We'll see if they can make it work again, but that frontline damage from the Kitsune is able to do so much. I mean, with Pingu on that Sojourn, you cannot go wrong even when hacked, doing so much value, getting so much damage in. So aggressive. I mean, we've seen Bojack just using that monkey in more of a dive sense than a brawl sense. And yeah, Ronan's already going to switch onto that hog.
Yeah, you know what? The trust that Bojack has in his DPS lineup and support lineup is incredible. Biblical that deep, create that much space, and know that their team will follow up. That is amazing, amazing synergy. And yeah, Ronan on the Orisa now as they're set up on the point. It's a different style of play, but I think, yeah, Bojack's just going to jump around him.
Best sustain will serve better, and that is going to be exactly what we see as Overmars takes out Calva, find the Reaper differential, finding 2 in this fight already. And that frontline damage from the Orisa and the Reaper, it plays similarly in some ways to that Monkey and the Reaper that we see normally play in this composition. Pingu does find the trade as they usually do. The high ground is being situated now by Kitsune, but we're going to see Deathwatch trying to approach it just a little bit with a split engage here. Deathwatch getting caught out actually from that split position, Geo, and they're not able to make this engage work.
Yeah, what's the one thing that Orisa can't do? Jump. And if you're on a high ground and your name is Pingu, you're going to cause a lot of trouble. Force that rotation there, which allowed Bojack to come back and follow up. Very nicely done. The positioning of Mythical Kitsune right now is very much on point. They know how to play this map to their advantage, especially if Pingu coming up to that overclock.
Yeah, Hat comes out onto Bojack, and that's a really good opening pick onto the Ana. And that beat nearly being online though from deep is going to be able to possibly sustain them in this fight, keep things going. Primal used from Bojack as well as that beat. They are looking for that sustain. The extra health, the extra overhealth on the monkey with the beat is going to be used in order to keep this fight alive, but the picks are coming through for Deathwatch. Meowth does get traded off by Bojack, but Overmars on the Reaper yet again. The frontline damage so strong. Bojack diving all around, but he's caught the monkey and he's pinned him down, and Deathwatch are going to find the flip.
They will flip it here, but it's a struggle. Whomi! 1 HP and an absolute dream gets out. Deathwatch have an absolute full arsenal here against Kitsune, who do not. They do have this Nano, they do have this Blossom. Could be a new style Beyblade here coming out from the Rush.
Yeah, Rush is going to be really strong here from Deathwatch. Going to be using that choke just so well. Able to force him onto the other side there. Still, they have 4 ultimates available here, and here comes the beat as well as the Impy and the Blossom. Maybe an overcommitted ult here, as they only really find 1 pick from it, and not much follow-up to be had.
Yeah. What happened there was Kitsune really baited them into thinking that that was going to be an ultimate fight, but they did not pull their triggers. Deathwatch, though, they pulled a lot of theirs. They only have the Terror Surge now, and that's not going to be enough to hold against this Nano Blossom or Nano Bojack.
Yeah, I mean, Pingu's going to be able to take out Overmars so quickly. As usual, getting these beautiful opening picks, and that Nano applied onto Calva. Not able to find as much damage as we thought it might have. Meowth able to find the main tank, both tanks down from either sides here. And it's a pretty, you know, it's going to be a scrappy fight here. Without these tanks to lead the fight, it's always going to be looking scrappy. 99% though for Deathwatch. I think they're happy to take this and go again.
Yeah, you have time to build some ultimates. Not a lot of time, but some time. If anyone dies here, though, you're in a lot of trouble. Overmars needs to be careful. They're so far forward. And yeah, they're very close to this rush, but they'll be pushing into Pingu again with an overclock.
Yeah, Pingu overclock is going to be something that you have to watch out for, and the primal as well to displace the enemies. Try keep that front line open there for Pingu. It wasn't able to actually find anything with the overclock, which I haven't really seen before. But I mean, there you are. Beat comes out from deep just to seal the deal. Kitsune Rush ain't going to help you too much here, honey, as the picks are coming through for Kitsune, and it's looking good. Gets moved into the pit. Pingu finishing things off nicely. First round, I mean, it was close, but I'll say Kitsune looking strong in the last fight.
When you play the Orisa, right? And I'm sure the viewers will notice this and people in chat will notice this, but time and time again, who is Bojack not even looking at? Who is Bojack ignoring completely? The Orisa. Because you can. You can just go around the Orisa and deal with the team. The Orisa can't do too much. It's a very almost selfish kind of style. Yeah, you have some CC, but to catch up with a jumping monkey who's got jump on 6-second cooldown, it's incredibly difficult. I like this adaptation from Deathwatch though onto it with this Pharah Mercy. This could be what shocks Kitsune and gets Deathwatch back into this Oasis map. Remember, if they lose Oasis, it is Kitsune that are the grand champions.
Absolutely, it is all on the line here for Deathwatch. They want to try their absolute best to win this round and force them into 3 rounds. I mean, but that is a dominant burst showing already. Picks coming through so early on for Kitsune. Able to collapse so quickly onto the Pharah, completely shut it down. And yeah, reset is going to have to come into play for Deathwatch here. So that's a really dominant first fight here for Kitsune.
Yeah, after a rough Esperanza from Kitsune, I think what we're witnessing is a second wind of energy here from the A side right now. Mythical Kitsune, they are the A side. They are just playing consistently better. And even against this Pharah Mercy, they are just doing dominant.
Yeah, but Pingu getting caught out, that's a lot of damage that you really, really want in this fight. That pressure onto the Pharah is mostly disabled. So now Overmars can kind of rain that justice from above, find a lot of nice spam damage. Bojack going to take out the Mercy, though, which leaves the Pharah so vulnerable. And now with the support line gone, yeah, again, Bojack is able to just find the right spacing, the right dives, and really carry Kitsune to victory.
Yeah. Bojack is so good on Monkey. It is criminal how good Bojack is creating space for their team. Genuinely. Deathwatch right now, they have to realize, you know, Iceberg, when they've been on the Mercy, has been the prime target. Constantly getting zapped down, not allowed to heal. They need to come up big with this ultimate from Overmars.
Yeah, Barrage needs to be used here as best as possible. And I mean, the primal from Bojack, though, going to be looked to displace both monkeys, trying to find. And again, the target priority is just so fantastic for Kitsune. Barrage does come out and is taken out instantly by Deep. And trades are coming through here, but yet again, Kitsune coming out on top. 80% and counting, Gio. I mean, we're approaching last fight territory here, and it is all on the line. Kitsune could win it right here, right now.
This could very well be the cam before the final fight of this grand finals right here. If Kitsune hold, then it's all over for Deathwatch. They've got EMP, do Deathwatch, but they're going against a beat, a rush, a blossom. It's going to be hard.
But here's 4, and there's a huge EMP. B comes out, but that is the Kiriko down. The rush isn't available to be used. Calvin does find the Kiriko on the side of Deathwatch, though. The Guardian Angel has been used on the side of Deathwatch to keep the fight alive. The res comes through yet again. Iceberg finding these beautiful reses in the middle of the fight. The picks are coming through. Fantastic positioning from Iceberg throughout the fight. Deathwatch trying to flip, but it is scary staring down the barrel of this this Oasis right now.
Up against the wall, Deathwatch. They need to win every fight now from here on out on this point, and they need to win the next point as well. This is tough. They need to come up big. They need to reverse sweep this map and this series as the rotation comes from the side.
Yeah, High Noon Kitsune Rush is going to be pretty strong here. I mean, you've got a lot of damage coming out there. Kitsune Rush is going to be coming out from the side of Deathwatch themselves. Meowth very low there, going to be healed up nicely. That's a lot of frontline damage coming in from Ronan. The Reaper, Kalma not really present to pressure the monkey on the side of Deathwatch, not really focusing them out too much, and maybe target priority for Mythical Kitsune has been dropped a little bit. Ronan is going to be falling low, and Pingu now on this Cassidy, somehow making it work, finding 3 picks in this fight, and possibly flipping this around, Gio.
If they flip this, it's over. They need to touch. It's over.
It's over. Just like that.
Mythical Kitsune are your EU Discord Grand Champions.
It happens just like that, Gio. In the blink of an eye, here's Pingu. in that last fight on Cassidy, just completely turning things around. And I mean, what a showing! And from such a strong player on the side of Kitsune, such a good roster, and it really showed in that last just that last moment from Pingu showed you what they were capable of. Yeah.
Incredible stuff from Mythical Kitsune. What a story. It's a tale of the ages. Kitsune versus Deathwatch. Deathwatch were undefeated, then knocked into the losers bracket. They come back, they beat Kitsune in the semi-finals, and now again in the grand finals, Kitsune get their revenge and bookend the Free for Free series with a win there on Oasis. 4-1 is the scoreline. Outstanding stuff. No one would have expected this to be as one-sided as this turned out to be, Crumble.
Yeah, I mean, when we do look at the map score, 4-1, all the time we look at these kind of more dominant map scores and what they tell us, and we say, hey, it doesn't tell the full story. But I mean, really, I think it does. I think a 4-1 is deserved from Kitsune, Mythical Kitsune. I mean, yes, there were some close moments, but really, when we look at the grand scheme of things, the pace at which MK were playing was so fast, and their versatility was so great that I don't think that Deathwatch really ever stood a chance.
Deathwatch really got themselves caught out here. I mean, incredible showing from both sides, but I think the adaptability, that's the word. That's the word. That's the key word I'm going to be taking away from, at least in my own lessons and my own scrims and stuff. The adaptability of Kitsune really came up big. And out of all the star players there on the winning side, the grand champions of the Discord EU side, Crumble, I feel like we're probably both thinking about the same player in terms of, MVP.
Yeah.
Should we risk a 3-2-1 and if we say different names, it'll be funny.
Okay. We're gonna 3, 2, 1. Bojack. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Look, Pingu was fantastic. Don't get us wrong. Pingu Calva, unreal. But when you look at that from the larger picture, Bojack, it was so obvious, was the glue of that team. The positioning was ridiculously good, always knew where to be, controlling the fights perfectly. The monkey gameplay, some of the best monkey gameplay I have seen in a very long time. And at the Discord tier as well, which, I mean, in this range, you don't expect to see tanks this good. And we did get to see a tank player that knowledgeable, and it shows, and I think it's deserved as the best player in the lobby. I do.
Yeah, but I mean, Bojack has been a constant player for Kitsune in this series and overall in the Discord tier. Kitsune have been such a great team to watch, and of course, everyone on the roster has came up big here, and just because we're picking up Bojack and their build to create space doesn't mean we don't know that Womi and Deep didn't support him. We know that. We know this wouldn't have worked if it wasn't a good team. So incredible team play, incredible story. The series of free between these teams has culminated here in the grand finals, and Mythical Kitsune are your Discord champions. And honestly, could you ask for any better? That's it. That will be the end of this broadcast. Check out the schedule for Tranquility. It's in the announcements. Every tier is coming to a conclusion. These matches are getting good. In the NE and EU, we will get the Harmony tier finals. Everything is really big right now in Tranquility. I don't think you want to miss any of it. But alas, that has been us. Thank you, Crumble, for joining me.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah. You may see the two of us in Tranquility next season, by the way.
Possibly.
That's just such a little teaser. Possible. Well, teaser. We don't know if we're going to get.
Teaser. Yeah.
But thank you, Dan, for producing. Also, Dan the man wouldn't have happened without them. I've been Gio and Cassie for today, and don't forget to laugh loud and love yourself, folks. Good night. the Reaper's advantage for Pingu, and now with Calva on the Tracer is able to hound down that Widowmaker a little easier. I think Bojack might want to play a little more aggressively as well.
Yeah, and we're going to see just that jumping straight onto the Sigma. That suck can't save you from the electricity, my friend. But, I mean, maybe after that elimination, a bit of an overzealous dive going to be kept up, though, by their support lineup. And that will be a nice engage there from Kitsune.
And that's what that bubble's all about. Just getting those heals disconnected. And Overmars here with this visor will likely get the pocket. Nano's not quite there for it yet. Termi as well, if this flux could aid it. Calva, though, looking cheeky. Doesn't quite recognize that Termi's right next to them.
Yeah, here comes the flux coming out from Termi, and Overmars going to be able to get huge value. Those, you know, those targets nice and high in the sky, so easy for the picking.
Realize.
No! Oh,
Pingu.
the slide comes through from Pingu. Yeah, that was, I think they did know, actually. I think they were just trying to bait that. Really well done there from Mythical Kitsune. Railgun not able to find anything from Pingu, unfortunately. Hog, though, such an easy railgun battery just to charge off of. Now, Overmars on the attack. Damage boosted visor is going to be doing so much damage. Going to be deleting deep so quickly. And that's 2 for the man. Make it 3. Finished off there by Termi on the Roadhog.
Because absolutely dominating any time that they get that positional advantage. It's all about getting that off angle with that soldier. And of course, you do struggle against the advantage that Sojourn has, but you can flank so much easier anyway. Now with this position on the high ground, the attacking team looking to keep it up. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can see Meowth setting up for that EMP there, but the Pulse Bomb is going to be able to cancel that out as well. The Guardian Angel was trying to...
Brought out. And now the advantage is for Kitsune. They get the time to set up here, and they could just go up with their Terra Surge and just set up a good play here if they were so looking to do so. Big anti-nade though.
Yeah, they want to look to be as... Oh, wait, they select the Kiriko. Not able to even get the Suzy off on themselves. Beautiful finish off there from Meowth. And yet again, Overmars is always perfectly placed. They're baiting out these cooldowns just so that Pingu is going to open up this fight nicely for Deathwatch. And now with this whole hog, we'll see what Termi can make of it. Pixar coming through. It's a 3v5 situation for Deathwatch.
Yeah, do or die. Final fight. 30 seconds on the board. This is whole hog. Nano comes out.
Oh, that's damage right there. Oh my, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really not likely that they're going to be able to find much of it. They do have fast respawns. You know, the Kiriko does help quite a lot there. Oh my, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's really not likely that they're going to be able to find much of it. They do have fast respawns. You know, the Kiriko does help quite a lot with, touching point nicely. But it's not going to be too much avail. I mean, the touch is actually doing really well. Wait, can they get this to overtime?
If they could get to overtime, that'd be huge. That's their goal right now. But yeah, in that final fight, Deathwatch had that pretty much under control. Opportunities, an outstanding tank player on the side of Mythical Kitsune. And they're walking forward here with a big advantage as they are very close to this Kitsune rush. But most importantly, if they can put Pingu on the high ground with this overclock, they could nullify the Deep is gone.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get with the Roadhog. The pick potential is just too good. Hook is such a strong ability in this meta. You're able to completely shut down people so quickly. Damn.
But yeah, that's going to help a lot. That protection Suzu is very big for Termi here, especially if this whole hog.
Yeah, with Mythical Kitsune having that honor now as well, Iceberg is going to be able to find a lot of value with the Suzu, but hey, you're not going to find value with Suzu. It'd get absolutely deleted by Bojack so quickly. Whole hog absolutely tearing through them. Hog differential coming through, and Calvin just completely, I mean, out the blue, go off onto the high ground. Huge amounts of aggression there.
Yeah, but there's that anti-nade, and you don't have a Kuriko.
It's going to be scary. And that shield is going to be able to make so much space there. Hog, Hook barely getting disabled there. Nice sleep onto Meowth. They're doing a nice little countdown, but is able to manage to get out there. And with the anti-nade applied, you don't have a Kiriko for that. I mean, that's why you want the Kiriko. That's why it's such a good pick, is that you're able to disable all that CC. And now with, 10 seconds left in the fight, the poke stage was so...
Might not even need to use this.
Oh.
Oh.
Dangerous. Oh, the flux. Bucks comes out trying to make them C9 here. But now here comes the Nano onto Pingu. The Visor completely disabled by Pingu here with the Railgun with the Nano. So much damage. What a beautiful shot as well. So consistent, so calm and precise with the aim. And the EMP to finish it all off as well. Only 2 members on the side of Deathwatch available.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Overmars would need to build this Visor and get a lot done. For the huge raise onto Termi there.
Oh,
Rumble.
wow. Pingu, but Pingu Junkrat is just finding too much value here. And the Visor does come out, but it doesn't look to like too much avail. Do find the Ana, but... finds the back line. Wait a second, and the ball is still touching. Calvin does find the pick, though, in the DPS line of Mythical Kitsune, able to tie things back. Deathwatch against...
Here, I want to see the adaptability from Deathwatch. If you stick to your guns here, you might just get rolled over because Bojack knows that they can play just around that Orisa, play against what the Orisa wants to do. Just go into the backline and absolutely dominate, create the space for Pingu and Kalva.
Kitsune Rush coming out here from the side of Deathwatch. They do have the Blossom as well. Blossom has been used from Kalva. Does manage to find the Lucio, but there is Overmars. They're able to push in nicely. And
get past, they will stop that forward spawn, but I think most of Kitsune have got that forward spawn, so again they're gonna get into this one nice and quick. Kitsune Rush from Wumi is closer than Icebergs, but UBL does have that beat to nullify it.
Nice move there from Ronan, just trying to disable Kalva, trying to find any value. Going on to the high ground, Bojack getting caught so low, has to pop the primal just to stay alive, but Overmars on the Reaper finds the back line.
Them apart in the past.
Yeah, Kiriko getting hacked up, falling very low. There's a Terror Surge, though. Overclock is coming out here. You've got to be careful. Pingu, you can't let him get the angles. EMP, though, is going to come out, completely disabling him. Pingu can't do anything about it. And although they find the trade onto UPL, those are picks on the side, on the favor of Deathwatch. Overmars finding some great frontline value here. And with 45 seconds remaining, Gio, approaching last fight territory.
This is looking so good for Deathwatch. Back to the top. The request to start this reverse sweep. It's 30 seconds, final fight territory, and Deathwatch are looking very good. Kitsune, they need to win this fight and about 2 more after it. If they want to get back into this map, it's do or die.
And Pingu's going to open it up many times, just like we've seen them do before. Yet again, another pick. I mean, super consistent damage here. I think Deathwatch, though, Gio, I think they're okay with losing the fight here.
Rush up, that could be bad for the side of Kitsune.
Yeah, Hat comes up onto deep. The Lucio trying to get away, but that's a beautiful damage coming onto Pingu, getting caught solo, but the support lineup trying to keep him up, but that's the main DPS output for the side of Deathwatch coming through, and it's a beautiful Blossom 3 taken. Deathwatch, although Bojack is trying to make something work with this Primal and attempting to keep things alive, Deathwatch, Gio, they are still in this. Some ways to that Monkey and the Reaper that we see normally played in this composition. Pingu does find the trade as they usually do. The high ground is being situated now by Kitsune, but we're going to see Deathwatch trying to approach it just a little bit with a split engage here. Deathwatch getting caught out actually from that split position, Gio, and they're not able to make this engage work.
Yeah, what's the one thing that Orisa can't do? Jump. And if you're on a high ground and your name is Pingu,
used from Bojack as well as that beat, they are looking for that sustain. The extra health, the extra over health on the Monkey with the beat is going to be used in order to keep this fight alive, but the picks are coming through for Deathwatch. Meowth does get traded off by Bojack, but Overmars on the Reaper yet again. The frontline damage so strong. Bojack diving all around, but he's caught the Monkey and he's pinned him down, and Deathwatch are going to find the flip.
they will flip it here, but
open there for Pingu. It wasn't able to actually find anything with the overclock, which we haven't really seen before, but I mean, there you are. Beat comes out from deep just to seal the deal. Kitsune Rush ain't gonna help you too much here, honey, as the picks are coming through for Kitsune, and it's looking good. Gets moved in the pit. Pingu finishing things off nicely. First round, I mean, it was close, but I'll say Kitsune looking strong in the last fight.
when you play, there is the Peeker's advantage for Pingu, and now with Calva on the Tracer is able to hound down that Widowmaker a little easier. I think Bojack might want to play a little more aggressively as well. into the
Yeah,
back
and we're
line.
going to see just that jumping straight onto the Sigma. That suck can't save you from the electricity, my friend. But, I mean, maybe after that elimination, a bit of an overzealous dive. Going to be kept up, though, by their support lineup. And that will be a nice engage there from Kitsune.
And that's what that bubble's all about. Just getting those heals disconnected. And Overmars here with this visor will likely get the pocket.